Hey, yo, happy Top 10 Tuesday. It's just me and fellow producer. If you might remember him from a little show, former producer, Jack Laub. Jack Laub is here. Jack, welcome back. Welcome back to All Things Good Time.
It feels good to be back, man. I missed it.
It's actually really good you're here to start this new series because if anyone's been paying attention, I have won 3 straight top 10 Tuesdays. They
Dude,
broke the people of Good Time have broken the number one rule of don't let me get hot. They let me get hot. And my ego is through the roof right now. I can't be beat.
mhm.
So I think it's a good time to bring you in to maybe cool me down. We'll
Yeah.
see what happens. I feel like a world beater at this point. I can't lose.
Okay.
I'm getting cocky with my lists. But
hmm
like I just feel as soon as I put my list together, I'm like, that's a winner. That's
Yeah.
another winner. And like it's bad because like I feel like I need to push myself more and like I need to
Yeah.
win by more because it's getting so easy. Michael's just layup, layup, layup. He's just letting the defense. He's playing like a 2-3 zone. Actually, I'm just
hmm
pulling up from three over and over again. It's like, yeah, switch it up at some point. Um
Exactly. Hey, I came up with a list of like 40 duos and then I had to narrow it down from there. Yeah.
Damn. See,
So I've got like so many honorable mentions, but I won't talk about all of them. But
it's
I feel pretty solid about my list.
it's always interesting when I guess we should mention Michael is not here. He's supposed to do his punishment. He has COVID. I don't know if that's like a HIPAA violation of me saying that, but sorry, Michael. Yeah, he's got the vid. So hashtag pray for Michael. He will not be here. He will do his punishment when he is able to be back on camera, which will probably be next week. Um, so he will do his punishment. Don't worry, that is coming, and he'll still have a list out, so you'll still be able to vote for him. But he just won't
Oh,
be on his show to defend his list. So we'll still have all three lists posted on Wednesday. Um, what was I
are you
saying?
gonna, has he sent you his list yet? Are
He
we
has not. He has not
mentioning it?
sent me his list. So
Okay.
I didn't want to see it before I made mine, and I didn't want him to see ours before we see. So like, I'll make sure I get it before this episode goes up. So there's no conflict of interest or whatever. Like, there's no cheating allegations there.
Yeah.
Yeah. When it's always funny when I have people on to do their lists, like guests and stuff, because when it's a one-time list, they usually go the route you just said, where you list like 40 and have to narrow it down. Since I do this every
Mhm.
week, I just think my first 10 and I just trust my gut and then I just power rank those 10. So I just off the dome, boom, write down 10 and then I try to rank them based on that. So I don't know if it's a good strategy for me. That's why I feel like the guests have an advantage because they're also coming in with a fresh audience every single time. So
True.
it is interesting, but we can get straight into today's topic, which is I believe the tagline we're going to use is top 10 duos slash couples. So these are
Oh,
all people. They're all people. It's not like ketchup and mustard, peanut butter and jelly. These are people based duos, combinations, couples, everything. Um, so yeah, that's what we're running with. That was the idea that's been thrown out there. Um, Jack, since you technically are the guest, would you like to
yes.
go first or would
I
you
would
like to
love
go
to go
second?
first.
You want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first.
All right, let's hear it. What's your number 10?
All right, so my number 10, they are a comedic duo, had their own TV show for a while, and they've gone on to do different things now. But I still think that some of their sketch comedy is the best in the game. Of course, I'm talking about Key and Peele.
Good pick. Good pick.
Thank you.
I was gonna say Jordan Peele's gone on to do. This isn't Battleflix, which there's some news coming on that soon. We're working
Oh,
behind the scenes. Have you've seen Nope, right?
I have.
I just watched that like 2 weeks ago.
What did you think?
I think it was good, not great. I think it's Jordan Peele's worst movie.
I haven't. Well, actually, I just saw Us for the first time. I liked Nope more than Us. I haven't seen Get Out yet.
I would go Get Out, Us, Nope. But I did like Nope. I did like it. I do want to. I need to rewatch it. But anyways, good pick. Those comedy sketches are incredible. What's
Oh,
your
they're
favorite?
great.
What's the favorite one? What's the one
I
that
mean,
stands out?
it's a classic, but Substitute Teacher.
Has to be
I mean,
Substitute Teacher.
right? Yeah.
It's so good. It's so good. Hey Ron, and get hey Ron.
Jake
All right.
Quillen. So great.
So good. Um, my number 10
Mm.
is a classic.
Yeah.
It's one you wouldn't think of right away, but then you hear it and you're like, oh yeah, it's pretty iconic.
Mm.
These are two people. I found out they're actually real people,
Oh,
based out the East Coast, and they created one of the greatest dessert brands of all time.
oh,
To
you
be
took one of my
Ben
future ones.
Ben and Jerry. So this is Ben and Jerry. They are real people. Backstory on these guys. Basically, they were like trying to like be doctors or something. Someone like failed, and so one of them decided to like take an online course of how to be like how to make ice cream, and then they did that. And then one of them, I don't know if it's Ben or Jerry, has like he doesn't have a sense of smell, so he would base how the ice cream was, like how good it was, based off like the texture and the taste, and the way it felt, basically the way it felt on his mouth. So he would do that, and that's why they normally have like chunks of like whether it's like different like cookie or I don't know whatever, but like they have the big chunks of their ice cream. It's kind of what they're known for.
Yeah.
So that's a fun backstory on Ben and Jerry's, but the ice cream's amazing. It is, I will say, like a luxury brand at this point. It's pretty expensive when it comes to ice cream,
Oh yeah.
but you have to earn, like you earn that right by being a good brand of ice cream. And Ben and Jerry are up there. You can't have Ben without Jerry. You can't have
That
Jerry
is
without
true.
Ben. It's Ben and Jerry's 100%.
That's true. You did take one of my future picks, but I've got 11 honorable mentions that I'm just going to keep plugging in the moment you take
Oh,
yours.
oh, so you're going.
I'd rather switch up my list so we get more originality out there
That's
than
fair.
I
That
would.
that is a debate Michael and I had on the phone
Mhm.
yesterday. We were trying to think of like, is there any changes we want to make since it's the start of a new series? And we were
Yeah,
thinking, do we want to do no duplicates? So like, if
yeah.
I said something first, you would have to say. But then we realized we'd be doing our list backwards,
Mm,
because I would try to say the ones I know he would say
mm,
earlier, which are usually the better ones if they're duplicates.
yeah,
So then it would be tough. So
yeah,
we decided against that rule. We can still do
yeah.
duplicates, but if you want to replace them, you're more
I,
than welcome
yeah,
to.
I did have Ben and Jerry's at number four, but
Oh,
I have no, I know I had them pretty high, but I do have a substitution that I think is of pretty equal footing, but we'll get to that when we get
fair
there.
enough.
Let me talk about my number nine. So number nine, you might not remember them right off the bat when you hear their names, but I'm sure you'll know them from the show they're on once I say that. So first, my number nine pick is Waldorf and Statler. If you want to take any stab at
Jack.
where you know them from,
No, no, absolutely no clue.
they are the two old guys in the Muppets that are the ones doing the
Sure.
commentary.
Sure, Jack. Jack,
I had to throw a Wyatt pick in here.
I I don't know, Jack. That's up there. That's up there on
Is that up
one
there
of
with the
your
Moose and Moose?
I wasn't gonna say the M word, but
Okay.
it is up there. That's a
Yeah,
tough pick. That's this
it
is
is a
one thing I
tough pick.
respect about you, Jack. What's one thing I respect about you? You don't give a shit if other people are going to care about your list. This is
Yep.
you stay true to your list and you
Yeah.
say this is my number 9. I don't care if this gets or loses me votes, which I
Yeah.
promise you that will lose you votes.
Hey,
But
that's right. You
but
just need to put in parentheses the old guys from the Muppets on my
I will.
list.
Yeah, I'll put whatever
People
you
will
want.
know.
I'll put
People will
whatever
know.
you want me to put on the graphic. That's a bad pick. That's bad. I owe it to myself to say that's a bad pick. That's a bad pick.
I have a feeling it's going to be a sleeper pick with the audience here. I think a lot of people will be like, you know what? That's a creative pick. I
Fair
wasn't
enough.
expecting it.
Fair
I
enough.
didn't want to go generic.
On the complete opposite end of the spectrum, I have two of the more famous people of all time at my number
Mhm.
9.
Okay.
They've been in the news a lot lately because one of them is absolutely completely going off the rails, and it's kind of hilarious. It's
Oh,
Kanye and Kim.
all right.
I mean, those two are for you could take them both individually and just like
Mhm.
honestly, I don't even know if it counts as a duo considering how many voices Kanye probably has in
This,
his head at this point. Um, yeah, Kanye's going bananas on Instagram and it's kind of hilarious, but then
hmm.
you realize actual human beings and like children are involved and then it gets a little sadder. Uh, but other than that, it's hilarious to the
Yeah.
public eye.
I will push back on this because I think you can talk about them individually and they've got whatever status you want to say, but I think in terms of a duo, I don't know if they were a great duo. I don't know about
They
that.
don't have to be again.
I'm not saying it's just top 10 duos, I understand,
Okay, okay,
but I think they're better known individually than they are as a duo. I
that's
think I
fair.
think Kim and Pete would be a better duo than Kim and Kanye.
Fair. But I think again, two very big individuals having any type of overlap
Mhm.
makes them like an important duo.
Okay.
Because they're big enough. Like they're so like if I can't think of literally anyone bigger. I don't know. But like like two big stars and two big
Yeah.
individuals have any overlap, whether like they're
Yeah.
related, married, in a relationship, that immediately becomes like a power couple. No matter whether it's like
Uh,
they're great
yeah.
together.
Brad Pitt and Angelina
Yeah,
Jolie.
like immediately any type of overlap, you're like, whoa, that's a big thing. So
Yeah.
I get it. Maybe that's the best duo. That's probably why they're at number 9. If they were a perfect duo, they'd be number 1 or
All
2.
right.
So
Respectable. Respectable. I
good.
still think my number 9 was better, but
What? Yeah, whatever. All right,
yeah.
Jack. What's your number 8?
My number 8, uh, they are, I looked at a lot of duos online just for inspiration, and I saw one of these characters was actually paired up with someone else. But I'm gonna be honest, I think they worked better with my pick. Um, the pick I kept on seeing was Batman and Robin, but I think Batman and the Joker are
Yes.
more of an
I like
iconic
that.
duo.
I like that. I saw that
Yeah,
one too. I saw Batman and Rock. Yeah, I like that.
yeah, yeah. Because I mean, if you think about it, how many movies, like pop culturally wise, how many movies has Robin really been in?
They've
Like
never
the
done
end of The
Robin
Dark Knight
right.
Rises. Yeah. And so when it comes to the amount of Joker depictions, though, there's so many.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like they're by far one of the most iconic duos out there.
I do. I do. I don't know. I think we've talked about this.
Hmm.
The scene in The Dark Knight Rises when they're like, "Oh, you should use your real name, Robin."
Hmm.
I hate that. I hate that. It's
Yeah.
so. It's way too on the nose, especially for Christopher Nolan. It's like, okay, no shit.
Yeah.
Like we saw, like they could like put his ID down and have like his middle
Yeah.
name say Robin, but to just like say there's two very blatant like in
Hmm.
your face moments in that towards the end of that movie that I hate. It's that
Yeah.
moment when they're like, oh, like you should use your real name, Robin. I like that.
Yeah.
Stupid. And then second, the very last shot. I hate this movie because of this. I don't know if I've talked about this again. The
Hmm.
very last shot of The Dark Knight Rises. There's that
Oh.
foreshadowing scene where like Michael Caine's character looks up and is like he's always had that idea that he'll look up and see him, that he's happy,
Yeah.
like he's moved on. I wish it cut to black when Michael Caine
Oh.
looked up and smiled, and you didn't see Christian Bale and Anne Hathaway,
Mm.
and you didn't see them. I would have loved if that movie just cut there, but the fact that we saw them just like it'll peel back the curtain too much for me. I think
Okay.
we should be able trust the audience to infer that. But it's
Okay.
completely off the point. But that has always bothered me. It's always like
Yeah.
that last shot. It's a really good movie. People shit on it too much.
Uh-huh.
But that last scene really bothers me. But
Yeah.
anyways, that's beside the point. I like your pick. I
Thank
agree.
you.
Batman and Joker are a much better duo than Batman and Robin. Like
Yeah.
Robin, like I feel like there has to be in a duo and a good couple
Mhm.
equality. There can't be like a superior and then
Yeah. Yeah.
someone who is not superior. I don't know what that word would be.
Inferior.
Inferior. There we go.
There
Good
you
job,
go. You
Wyatt.
got it.
Yeah, I feel like they got to be on the same level, which Batman and Joker are pretty much are.
Yeah.
Speaking of being on the same level, this is a very low level based off height because they're kind of children when this was a big thing.
Yep.
My number 8 is from the hit TV show of Disney Channel, Zack and Cody. These two
Mm.
little rascals
Mm.
ran Disney Channel for about 5 to 6 years. Not only did they get Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, they got Sweet Life on Deck. These two.
And are
What?
you just specifically talking about them? You're not saying Dylan and Cole Sprouse. You're
No,
just
not
saying
Dylan
Zach.
and Cole Sprouse.
Okay.
Zack and Cody.
Got it.
These two are menaces, and they're also, I think they work as a duo because they're just complete opposites.
Yeah.
And they work like as brothers because like one's like, yeah, Cody, the smart one, and then you got Zach, the dumb jock one. And they just complement each other very well. It's a little fire and ice yin and yang action. Again, to run Disney Channel for that long and to be like the calling card for Disney Channel, that's impressive. Again, by the way, just interviewed a Disney Channel former child star. Go check that out. Adam Hicks interview. It's up on YouTube. Shameless plug for the same YouTube channel that you're already on right now. So it's not really a plug. Just go watch it. But Zack and Cody, incredible duo. I love them.
They were part of my honorable mentions. I won't shame you for that. I think it's a pretty solid pick. So I'm gonna move on to my number 7. This is the one that I ended up replacing Ben and Jerry's with, but I will knock it down a peg because I don't think it deserves to be above the other ones that I have there. Another chain of some sort, another company, I guess is probably the better word. This, of course, I'm talking about the entertainment / restaurant company, Dave and Buster's.
Can we confirm those are 2 real people?
They are 2 real people. I looked it up.
Hell yeah.
It's David Corvo. I'm definitely butchering that last name. And James Buster Corley.
Oh, I would have loved
Buster
if his real name was Buster.
I know, that would have been great. But he had previously operated a bar called Buster's in Little Rock, Arkansas, next to a saloon and game parlor called Cash McCool's, which was owned by David. And after opening Dave and Buster's, they operated as co-CEOs.
Interesting. I wonder what their goal was. Was it to create like a adult like arcade basically? Because you could it's like a bar too, right?
Yeah. So I'm not entirely sure what the model is here. I know there's like mini golf and like
and Davy B's is electric. I love a good Davy B. I haven't been there in forever, but
in a minute.
It's been a hot minute since it's been the Davy B's, but Dave Buster's gets the job done. Again, you can't have Dave without Buster. You can't have Buster without Dave.
Exactly. The rock band that I was in back in middle school that's been brought up on the pod before. We played a couple concerts there. They were big for hosting concerts, I guess. So
love that.
Yeah.
My 7 and 8 are like neck and neck. They're basically the same. Ooh. It's just one's Disney Channel, one's Nickelodeon. The Nick people are a little bit older. This is, of course, I'm talking about Drake and Josh.
Yeah.
You have Drake and Josh brothers, very different, but it works. It just the dynamic works, and it was nice because like as kids you would grow up with Zack and Cody, and once they stopped, you could like switch over. Once you aged out of Zack and Cody, you could switch over to Drake and Josh. So like they covered like a 9-year span of your life as you're growing up and maturing. Because like Drake and Josh were a little older. They covered like the high school years, and you could like get that perspective and like relate to them more once you grew up and grew out of Zack and Cody. So Drake and Josh, iconic duo. They go well together. I don't know how many seasons it ran. Shout out Josh Peck though. It's, like looks like talk about transformation. Yeah. Drake Bell, not so much. But on the show, Drake and Josh, incredible. Great duo.
Yeah, I was gonna say you gotta really separate the art from the artist in this one if you're picking this. I gotta.
Oh yeah.
It came up as a possible option, but I don't know how I'd feel about having Drake Bell on any of my lists.
Fair. I won't argue with that. You're a man of principle.
Exactly. Well, speaking of people, I don't know where I was going with that transition.
Who aren't
speaking of people.
Speaking of people,
they're all people.
Oh.
Who knew? But people that did some pretty incredible stuff. Got to give a shout out to our boy Napoleon for the Louisiana Purchase. We got to give a shout out to this duo for heading west and discovering some of that territory and mapping it out. Of course, I'm talking about the duo Lewis and Clark.
I don't like this pick, Jack. You're sliding Sacagawea's legacy.
I am a little bit. I did think about that. I do feel bad that Sacagawea gets left off.
You're whitewashing your list, Jack.
Yeah.
There's no way Lewis and Clark do what they do without Sacagawea.
That is
ain't no way.
100% fair. And I also guarantee there were also a lot of other people that helped out with them that are also not getting the recognition they deserve.
Yeah, so just give it to the 2 white guys, Jack. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Oh wow, we're going this route.
I gotta win. I
You
gotta
know,
win.
give it to the convicted child endangerer for your number 7 pick. But
Fair counterpoint.
once
Well
again,
done.
these are top 10 duos. We're not saying top 10 good people. We're saying top 10
Yep.
as in like I don't even know what that
Iconic.
means.
I
Notoriety.
use like important or iconic is the
Yeah.
word I use to describe. They're not good or bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if we're talking about important, I'd say the Lewis and Clark expedition. Pretty important.
I would agree. A little manifest destiny action. I'd agree. They are important. But I won't deal with the Sacagawea slander.
All right. Fair.
My number 6, very niche. This is very I'm actually has to do with my hoodie, kind of. It's not Nick and Jess, because
Okay.
I don't think Nick and Jess are the best couple in that show. I'm going with Schmidt and Cece. These are the two that are meant to be together. Nick and Jess, I argue, aren't the best. Schmidt and Cece.
Schmidt and yeah, well, I haven't seen the show, so I probably
Oh,
won't.
I thought I was like, what are you talking about? Yeah, Schmidt and Cece, they're the best. They're the best couple in that show. The best show, best couple in New Girl. If you haven't watched the show, go watch the show. It's the best show on earth. Yeah, Nick and Jess should not end up together. That's a whole nother rant. But just Schmidt and Cece, they shouldn't work. They shouldn't work on paper. They don't make sense. But Schmidt is so determined, and eventually Cece opens up her heart to him, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful love story, and they're happily ever after. And it takes a long winded way to get there, and they get there, and it's beautiful, and it's amazing to see on screen. Schmidt and Cece, my number 6 duo of all time.
All right. Well, considering I haven't seen New Girl, I don't have much to say about that pick. Although I will say you are pandering a
It's
bit.
not a pander pick. It's not a pander pick. No,
All right.
it's good.
Do you have any Bachelorette picks coming up?
No.
Okay. Oh, all right.
Well, none of
All
those
right.
last. So,
Dude.
if pandering would have put Dylan and Hannah. If I
Yeah.
pandering would be putting Dylan and Hannah.
Yeah. All right.
Also, shout out Katie for big timing us. I've already told her she hopped in the show a couple days ago. She's big timing us. She's big timing us. I'm not mad.
Is that podcast happening soon?
That is so. Don't get me started, Jack. I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, that's all right.
I don't want to talk about it.
Well, you know what? Do you know what I want to talk about?
What do you want to talk about?
My number 5 pick. Going into the sports realm here.
Oh,
I know.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. Jack is talking sports.
Wow. Jackie Sports.
Well, it is a sport that you and I both know very well, considering we played it together in high school.
Oh, I know where you're going.
I think you already know where I'm going to go with it, so I will say it. They've both been ranked number 1 in singles and both been ranked number 1 in doubles. Of course, I'm talking about Venus and Serena Williams.
Good pick. Good. I mean, Serena may or may not pretty much just retired. So shout out to both them. I mean, they're honestly like, it is incredible what they did and how they did it. What blew my mind is I didn't realize or comprehend the fact that Serena was like getting old and close to retirement. I thought she had been winning a lot more than she has. She hadn't won a Grand Slam since 2017.
Oh,
that's like 5 years ago. And like I get like that's very impressive how much Grand Slam she's won. But for some reason, I thought she was like still winning championships or like Grand Slams, but she just like wasn't. I guess COVID threw me off a little bit, maybe. But yeah, I don't know. I just that surprised me. I saw a graphic saying, but then she hadn't won.
Serena has won 23 Grand Slams.
Yeah.
Venus has won 7. But I mean, they're both like some of the most decorated tennis players of all time. I haven't seen the movie that just came out.
So good. So good.
I need to get around to it.
It pisses me off so much that Will Smith's slap like overshadowed that. That movie's incredible.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible. And Will Smith is a scumbag for overshadowing that with his little tiny brain. Anyways, yeah, I like that pick. Venus Serena are iconic. I stand by that. I mean, it's just a stupid move. Just like it's a great movie. He won bet like I don't it makes me mad. Anyways, number 5. I have this is maybe a controversial pick considering this couple is no longer together. And one of the members of the couple is happily married, as far as I'm concerned, happily married to someone else. But this is still a couple that everyone still wishes in the back of their brains. It's like, I wish these two would end up together just to make our hearts happy. And this is mostly our generation, I would believe, because we grew up with both of these. They were both young stars. And then when they were together as young stars, they're not so young anymore. And it would be like nostalgia pick to get them back together, even though, again, I wish one of them very happy marriage, continue to be happy. And I'm talking about Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez. These two were iconic together. It was those two, no one else. Bieber ran the world, Selena ran the world, and together they were unstoppable. And like I don't really remember the timeline of their relationship. But I think that like again, it's one of those like in the back of your brain, everyone's like, I wish they could have worked it out. Because like you always ship them together. There's always if they get a little inkling, little detail that maybe they're getting back together, even though again, Bieber is very happily married and like wish them nothing but the best. But Selena and Bieber are iconic. They were iconic together, and they'll always be linked together because of that.
Yeah. Gonna be honest, I must have been living under a rock because I had no idea they were a couple at any point.
Shut up.
I'm not kidding.
Ever. You never.
No, this is the first time I'm hearing it.
That's insane. That's actually insane.
I know. I'm surprised I haven't based on how many pictures there are, but yeah, no, I guess I just missed that.
Did you were you like a anti-Bieber dude in middle school like everyone was supposed to be? Every dude was like you have to hate Bieber.
I was.
Did you watch Wizards of Waverly Place?
Not really. No.
That's crazy. It's crazy.
That's crazy. I mean, I watched a little bit of it. Like I remember some bits and pieces, but it was never one of my go-tos. So
that's a shame.
I don't know. It is a shame. I guess I missed out on a solid pick.
Yeah.
But anyway, my number 4, I'd say they're an even more iconic couple. Probably the most iconic couple. They're not real. I'll give you that. But if you want to talk about star-crossed lovers, you can't forget about Romeo and Juliet.
It's a good pick.
Probably one of Shakespeare's most well-known plays, if not his most. Maybe Hamlet's got it beat. But yeah, if you want to talk about duos, a tragic duo, Romeo and Juliet's on that list.
I'll bite my tongue. It's a good pick.
Thank you.
It's a good pick. Well, we can, yeah.
Don't bite your thumb. Yeah.
Nice. My number 4. Also not real. Also very different from Romeo and Juliet here. I'm talking about just two best friends that anyone could have. Yeah. They're bubble buddies. They are they just like to have fun together, and they complement each other very well. But on the color scale too, pink and yellow. I'm talking about SpongeBob and Patrick. These two, they're inseparable. You can't people love Patrick, people love SpongeBob. You love them together. That anytime you couldn't do a SpongeBob movie without Patrick. You couldn't do a Patrick spinoff without SpongeBob. These two need each other. They're literally best friends. They were born to be best friends. They will always be best friends for as long as someone can voice these characters. They will be best friends. I don't know are they still making new SpongeBob episodes?
I think so. I think they may have done a spin-off though, where they're all kids, which is
interesting.
Weird.
Yeah, but there's just the iconic 4 or 5 episodes that we all remember, and just it's SpongeBob and Patrick. They're always going to be linked together. They will always be together. It's what friends are supposed to look like. SpongeBob and Patrick. We model our friendships off SpongeBob and Patrick. Everyone thinks they're the SpongeBob of the relationship, when sometimes they're the Patrick. They're the dumb one. Yeah, but everyone's a SpongeBob. Every friendship of 2 people. One's a SpongeBob, one's a Patrick. That's the model. They are the model of friendship.
Okay. Out of you and Michael, who's which?
He's the Patrick, for sure.
Ooh. Okay.
And I'm the SpongeBob.
All right.
That's.
Are we sure it's not?
I don't think that's.
You're the SpongeBob and he's the Squidward.
No. I think he's Squidward's a little too smart for Michael. And I can say that. I can say that because Michael's not going to listen to this.
He's not going to watch this episode. Yeah,
he's not. So I can say anything I want. Again,
right.
the freedom of knowing he's not watching this is great.
Yeah. All right. Well, don't hate that pick. Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy had made my short list for honorable mentions.
I like that. That would have been a deep cut. That's a good one.
Been. Yeah, but I thought it was too deep of a cut, unlike my number 9 pick. But my number 3 pick is what we're talking about right now. These guys have been in 5 movies together already. 4 of which are different franchises. And so you see them in interviews a lot. It seems like an odd pairing at first, but I think these 2 guys really do get along well. Of course, I'm talking about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Kevin Hart.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Something about them just like I like them both individually, but just them it's almost like too much.
Really? All right.
I don't know. I don't know what it is. I wish I could put my finger on it. Cause like I don't have any hatred towards either one of them. It's just them I think it almost feels just like a cash grab for like every time they do a movie together. It's never a good movie. I mean like a good movie. Well, give me a good movie they did. Give me an example.
Okay. Well, well, first off, I want to do a quick quiz. Can you name any of the 5 movies they've done together?
Jumanji.
Yeah.
They just did like a DC Super Pets one.
Yep.
Was it Get Hard? No, that was Will Ferrell. Not Baywatch, no. No, that's Ice Cube. Kevin Hart's does so many bad movies. What have they been in? Why I feel like I'm missing an obvious one.
You are definitely missing an obvious one.
What's the don't tell me. Don't tell me. When did it come out? The obvious one.
When did it come out? Let me see. 2019.
2019, Kevin Hart, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Animated or like real life?
Live action. They've only done the one animated one, which you've already said.
What am I missing?
I'll just go ahead and give it to you.
Do it, yeah.
All right. So the 3 that you're missing, Central Intelligence.
I think that's they were in wait, Kevin Hart was in Fast and Furious.
Presents Hobbs and Shaw. Yeah.
Kevin Hart was in that?
He made a cameo.
That's stupid.
But the one you're missing is Jumanji 2.
Oh, I thought that was the whole franchise. I thought it included. I thought it was 5. Okay.
They were in Jumanji and Jumanji 2, or well, whatever the actual titles are. I'm not gonna say them, but
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a movie that Kevin Hart did with Ice Cube that I always get confused with Central Intelligence.
Ride Along?
Yeah, Ride Along. I get that. I guess I get that confused. Yeah. They're just like trying to be 21 Jump Street almost. And they can't because that movie's iconic. But I don't know what it is about those 2 together. Like I like them both separately. Maybe it's jealousy. I don't know. I don't know what the root of that distaste is for. But it's not a bad pick. I'll say that it's not a bad pick. But yeah, I don't know where I can't understand my brain sometimes. I don't know why I have the opinions that I do. But yeah, it's not there. My number 3, actually, weirdly enough, similar in stature to the 2 guys you just named. These 2, like we talked about with Batman and Robin, or not, sorry, Batman and Joker. Like every good hero needs an equal villain that they get linked together. And usually when there's a great battle and there's 2 people who match up together greatly, they go down in history together. They're forever linked. LeBron and Kobe, they're both great at what they do. They're kind of rivals. They go down together in history. They'll always be linked together. Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, linked together because they always battle against each other. I'm going with a duo of biblical proportions, and I'm going with David and Goliath. David and
Ooh,
Goliath, the ultimate rivals, the ultimate underdog. It's a story as old as
mm,
time. You can't go wrong with a good David and Goliath pump up speech. There's always a Goliath, there's always a David.
yeah.
It can manifest itself in any way, whether it's the sports arena, whether it's like school, whether it's life, whether it's your career. You can find a way. Someone's David, someone's Goliath, and you always want to take down Goliath, and they will go down. They're always linked together because they're always battling against each other. David and Goliath, number 3.
Okay. Yeah. Not a bad pick. Um, I mean,
What?
yeah. Okay. All right.
What?
I don't know. I think. Well, we'll talk about it later. But okay. All right. I'm letting it marinate right now.
Okay.
I'm trying to see, trying it on, seeing if I like it. Um, I yeah, yeah.
I'm
Okay.
so confused on your response right now.
Yeah. I'm just confused. I don't know if it's up there like top three of all
So I
time.
mean, it's your number 1 or 2. You definitely have it at number 1 or 2.
It's not.
Then what is this reaction? This reaction's
Well,
making like
I'll talk about it when
you're
I get
being
to.
coy.
I am being a little coy.
Quit being coy.
I will stop being coy when I name off my next two. Once I name off my last one, you'll understand a little bit more. I don't want to give anything away though. But
I'm
I
so
will talk.
confused on what you're doing right now.
It's all right. I
Sure, just go. Give me your number 2. I'm so rattled. You have officially rattled me. Bringing you on, I was. Don't let me get hot. I'm cocky. I got
yeah
the ego now. I've
yeah.
won 3 in a row. I'm
Mhm.
officially dismantled. I
You're a
have
little
no
short.
idea that reaction right there. I have no idea what that was. I feel like I'm having a stroke trying to understand it. I'm so
Well,
confused.
it's all right. It'll make sense in a bit when
I
I
don't think it
explain
will.
my number one. But I want to talk about my number two first. All right, we
Okay.
just got to move on. Yeah,
Okay.
just trust my. I don't know. My
Go
number
for it.
two. I'm just gonna say it. So they are an iconic duo, uh, put together in second season of a very famous TV show. Probably one of the biggest TV shows of all time. I'd say
Oh,
an
yeah.
unlikely pairing. Someone who you thought wasn't going to make it past season one was just going to be a one-off character. Ended up developing this friendship with another guy, and it has led to people loving these two characters together. Of course, I'm talking about from Stranger Things, Steve and Dustin.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I thought you were going somewhere totally different.
Oh, where'd you think I was going?
Well, before you said the season, the like he was only going to be on for a season. You said like
Are you
they
thinking
got.
Walt and Jesse?
Well, you said they got together in season 2. I thought that was Jim and Pam, and then I thought,
Oh,
and then you said he and he. I thought it was Dwight and Jim.
oh.
But yeah, I didn't have either of those on my list.
Yeah, I didn't want to go Office. I thought it was too generic.
Yeah,
But
but no,
I
please
think
plead your case. Plead your case for
Steve,
this.
yeah, well, I think a big reason why people watch Stranger Things right now is because they love Steve. And I think the reason they love Steve, I mean, think back to season one. No one really liked him at all. He was the jerk. And then they paired him up with Dustin, and then they had a great friendship in season two. And then everyone loved Steve and they loved Dustin together. And they ended up in season three having their own little side plot. And that's when they added Robin and all. And I thought I think they're one of the most iconic duos from TV history, I'd say, because it really turned around a whole character in the eyes of the audience. And now people are like, I'm gonna stop watching Stranger Things if Steve dies. So
Yeah. I'm a hardcore Nancy fan. Nancy's my
mm,
girl. I've
yeah,
made that very known. Nancy is my girl.
yeah,
It is their whole breakup. And you look back on season 1, it's weird.
yeah,
It like
a little forced.
it very forced. Like it was definitely like just a plot point. It wouldn't
Mm,
yeah. You look back and like, it's like I didn't feel like too much of a breakup. Anyways, love Nancy. That's a good pick. I think
yeah.
number 2,
Mm,
bold. Bold for number 2.
okay.
But a good pick.
Okay.
I had David and Goliath from the Bible.
Yeah.
And
That's fine.
you went with the TV show that's only on Netflix.
No,
It's
well,
fine.
we'll see
No,
what
it's
your
fine.
number.
Well, my number
Your
2,
number two might be from a TV show.
it's not.
Oh,
I'm sure they've been in TV shows together or at some point. But remember how we talked about Kanye and Kim at my number 1 or number 9, sorry. And we said like they're very huge individual stars, but maybe not the best together. That's why they're number 9 on my list. This number 2, two individuals who are arguably bigger, maybe at the same size of like fame and fortune as the other two, as Kim and Kanye, but they work together and have done well together and are a better couple than Kim and Kanye. And of course, I'm talking about Queen Bee and Jay-Z. Jay-Z and Beyonce as the ultimate power couple. And I honestly think they get overlooked as a power couple at this point. They're just so like rock solid. And I know there's probably plenty of allegations and stuff, but let people talk. They're still together and chilling. But yeah, they're the most powerful people in the music industry. That's them. They run that world. So yeah, it's power couple. You can't they work as a couple. That's a big thing. They work.
Yeah, they do. I think that's a pretty solid pick. I'm not going to argue on that. For some reason, when you were setting up that description, I was thinking Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. But
that's funny.
But then you said it. But yeah, that was another one that I may have overlooked that could have been good for this list. But yeah, no, I think I'm not gonna argue with you on that pick. I think that I'll give that to you, Wyatt. Good pick.
Hey,
better
thanks.
than David and Goliath.
Hey, thanks, man. Better than David and Goliath? Yeah. Sure.
Better pick.
A little
That's
better.
why you had it number 2.
Yeah,
number
I mean, like slightly better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, speaking of better picks than David and Goliath, another pick of biblical proportions. One of the most iconic duos of all time because they were the first duo of all time. I'm of course talking about Adam and Eve as my number 1 pick.
Oh no. Oh no, I might have just lost this list right here.
I think you did.
That's such a good pick.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's such a good pick, Jack. I'm so mad at myself.
I know when you said David and Goliath, I'm like, there's other.
No.
I thought you were gonna say Cain and Abel or something.
Is the streak over?
I think it might be over. Adam and Eve, the most iconic duo of all time. Everyone knows it. Everyone.
How did I forget that? Oh no! If Michael has it on his list, I'm gonna be so mad at myself.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to fight tooth and nail to win this one. That's a great pick, Jack.
You might have to employ your Instagram story, TikTok, and all of that.
You know I'm not very complimentary on this show, but that's a damn good pick. You know what else is a damn good pick?
Your number 1.
These are again, what's stronger? What's a stronger motivator and what's a stronger bond than true love? And we've talked about it already. Forbidden love. Love that you would kill for. And that, my friend, is Romeo and Juliet. It's a story of sacrifice, of love, of forbidden love, and that how strong that bond is. And there's like they were going to be together against all odds. Nothing could keep them apart. And the strength of their duo, of their coupleship, of their relationship is so strong that they were willing to kill themselves. Which is crazy. Again, the story of Romeo and Juliet is absolutely bonkers. Like they just died. Yeah. That's crazy. They're just kids. Absolutely just kids dying. That's a cool story, Shakespeare. It's a great one. Good one. At least there wasn't any like weird incest in this one. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't read the whole thing. I mean, isn't 90% of his plays like weird stuff? Anyways, yeah, kids dying, but Romeo and Juliet. I should probably cut that. It would probably like get demonetized for that one phrase. Romeo and Juliet, they're iconic. You had them pretty high up. As soon as you said it, I was like, yeah. I mean, it's not much more to say there. Romeo and Juliet. Again, that's.
I mean,
you hear Romeo.
You on your pick?
Yeah. You hear Romeo. You hear Juliet.
I had them on my list. Yeah, I had them on my list. I had them high up on my list. I didn't have them number 1 because I still think Adam and Eve, the ultimate couple.
I might be in trouble. I might be in trouble. All right, Jack, do you have any honorable mentions you want to mention?
I did mention a couple as I was going through. Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. I'll say Wallace and Gromit. Do you
Okay.
remember them? They're
No.
no, no. All right.
No.
I mean, I've got like nine honorable
What
mentions.
did you ever think about Phineas and Ferb?
I did, but then I put Dr. Doof and Perry as more of an iconic
Mm.
duo, I think.
Little
Uh, they were the one. If I had to pick a number 11, they'd probably be there.
I had
Uh,
Tom and Jerry pretty high up on mine. I thought about Tom and
Tom and
Jerry.
Jerry,
Look, like
Max and
classic
Ruth.
cat and mouse, the classic.
Yeah,
Literally cat and mouse. But yeah.
Max and Ruby. Thing one and thing two.
Mm, that would have been a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of good duos out there. Well, hey folks. Again, I've won 3 in a row. This is the start of a new series. So the scoreboard is wiped clean. I have 0 wins. The guest, which is Jack this week, 0 wins. Michael, 0 wins. Michael does owe us a punishment based off the last one. And if we keep growing this show, the punishments will get worse and worse. So keep viewing, like the stream, like the video, subscribe, be here every Tuesday, top 10 Tuesday, and go vote. Go vote on Twitter. It's at Good Time Content on Twitter. You can vote on the poll. It's up for 24 hours from Wednesday at like 10 a.m. Eastern time or whenever I wake up and put it up on the poll. It's not always 10 a.m., but I try to get them up by 10 a.m. because try to get the graphics ready. It's up for 24 hours. You have 24 hours to decide. You guys literally decide who wins. And I can't make that more clear because I've won 3 in a row. Don't let me get hot. That's the number 1 rule. But please go vote. Jack, any last please?
Vote for me. That's my plea.
It's a good one. That's a good plea. Great plea, Jack. All right, folks. Love y'all. We'll see you tomorrow on Wednesday. Peace.
Bye, everyone.